This is the WiMax Dice portable projector. I do have to say it is one of the best portable projectors that I've seen. It looks good, the build quality is insanely good, and it's got very good battery life. Let's take a closer look and see if it's worth the money.
What's up?
But what do you get in the box? Well, it's very well packaged and you get everything that you would expect. A standard charging brick and also a controller. If I'm being completely honest, the controller actually looks a little bit smarter than it feels. It's a little bit plasticky. However, it works perfectly fine. You also get your user manual, which is completely straightforward. But the real star of this show is the actual projector itself. The build quality is just far, far better than I've ever seen on any projector in this price range. It is absolutely superb. Now, I recently reviewed the Nebula Cosmos projector, which was £1,500, $1,500, and that is very similar to the build quality of this. You know, this looks like it's a very good, strong material, and it is. It feels robust. It's actually quite heavy. It comes in at just under £8, which is around 3.5 kilos. Now that's quite a nice weight because it's light enough for you to still carry it everywhere, but it's going to be quite sturdy on a tabletop. It does have some good connections on the back with USB 2 and an HDMI port, and you've obviously got your power port and also a headphone jack or external speaker slot. I do quite like the contrasting colour of the carry strap against the dark gunmetal type case. It does look really good. On the front, as well as obviously the actual lens, you have a focus camera which gives you automatic focus, because this projector also has some very smart features. One feature I particularly like is something quite simple, and that is having a tripod mount on the bottom, because then you have the choice whether to put this on a tabletop somewhere or, like this, attach it to a tripod. And this means you can literally take it anywhere. It's a great thing to have and set up literally within just a few seconds. Great sound quality is achieved via stereo speakers, and these also support Dolby audio and DTS HD. This portable projector is one of the brightest around, delivering 700 ANSI lumens, and I was pleased to see that this doesn't drop when you take the power cable out, so whether you're running on battery or mains, it delivers a bright picture. That camera on the front of the projector creates the autofocus, which works brilliantly no matter whether you're near or far away from the screen or wall, and you have great auto keystone correction. Also, you have the manual option and not only vertical keystone but horizontal, which means that you can set this projector right off on an angle of up to 45 degrees and you'll still be able to achieve a really good straight screen, as demonstrated here. Now, I can't stress enough the increase in usability of having that horizontal keystone correction. It doesn't matter whether you've got a kids party and you've got a load of people gathered around, or whether you've got this on a bedside table and you're wanting to project at an angle, having the ability to still create a straight image from 45 degrees just means that you've got lots more flexibility and you don't have to worry about having that projector 100% right in front of the screen, which isn't always possible, and this means that you can then take this anywhere and position it to project against a random wall when you're out and about. Makes it brilliant for an outdoor cinema. As I mentioned right at the start, this runs on Android TV. However, it's not a perfect Android TV setup. At the time of making this video, there is no Netflix available. So if you wanted to have Netflix, you would need to use another device like an Amazon Fire Stick within that HDMI port. But you can get things like, I could get BT Sport here in the UK, and there's lots of other things you can get like ESPN, TED, and YouTube works absolutely fine. Another thing that should be coming soon is Amazon Prime Video. It's not there at the moment, but I'm being told that that will come on board shortly. So you can go in and set this up in the normal way, but there's also those projector settings as well. You get a battery level indicator, which I found worked quite well. I didn't get the full 3 hours when I used it. I got around 2 hours and 25 minutes, but that is probably about the right sort of length for the most average film. But when you go into the projector settings, that's where you can go in and change the keystone correction. You've also got normal image mode where you can choose movie, vivid, sports, child and user mode, and you can make other changes in there quite easily. One feature which is really nice to see is the ability to Chromecast, and so therefore that does probably negate for some of the features that may be missing. But once you've got this thing set up, it really is a case of just plugging it in and going. There is no great detail or problems that you need to worry about. So once you have got the picture set up to your liking and you've connected to your Wi-Fi and downloaded the various apps that you want, then you're ready to go. The other thing, obviously, I mentioned about the HDMI port. You can plug whatever you want in there. A cable box, a satellite box, a Fire Stick, it doesn't matter, Apple TV, all of those things will work in that box as well. But obviously you may need to think about a power source if you're using this outside. That's why a Fire Stick is pretty good. In terms of the picture quality, well, again, I was very impressed. I thought that for a 1080p full HD projector, this did a great job at handling some of the black levels. It's obviously not 4K. All of this is being produced on a 100-inch screen, and the power from the actual charger is removed. So this is as bright as it gets in a dark room, or pretty much a 90% dark room, as you can see. One thing that I always check on this type of projector is the quality of the image and the sharpness in the corners, and here, as you can see where the All Things Tech logo is, it's absolutely pin sharp, so that again is a very good sign. So overall, for a 1080p projector, this is doing a pretty good job, no issues at all. Those of you that are wondering whether this projector is good enough for daytime projection, well, I would say no. I've got this in a pretty dark room. I've got a couple of lights on, as you can see. As I pan round, the room is actually slightly lighter than it looks in this image. Now, the picture is great here, but you wouldn't want to really go much lighter in terms of the ambient light getting in. So as long as it's got a blind or some curtains that you can shut, then you're going to get a good picture. But if it's daylight, then you're going to struggle. One thing that I do have to say I was particularly impressed with is how natural the colours are. They're not oversaturated at all. The vibrancy is just about right. When we looked at skin tones, they were accurate and they represented exactly what the original footage on my camera looked like, and it delivered a well-balanced image. Nothing was blown out. It was really very, very good. So my friends, in summary, I think that this is a perfect projector if you're going to be using it for multiple purposes. It is absolutely adequate for watching a full-length movie indoors against a wall. You're going to get a great experience and a good picture. But it's just as good for taking outside into the garden and having a great fun with an outdoor sporting event or movie. Brilliant for children's parties, that type of thing. I think there are some niggles and some issues with the software in terms of it being not completely 100% Android TV with no Netflix available, but this can be overcome with things like a Fire Stick. But it's a great looking projector, it delivers good imagery and great sound. The build quality is fantastic, and I do have to say at that price point it is about right.